So I finally watched the 2010 Wolfman. This movie is something that a lot of werewolf fans talk about a lot. I mainly hear positive stuff, so I was surprised to find that I didn't really care for this movie. I watched it with my friend. Neither of us liked it. We were both kind of excited for it. And yeah, it's not a very fun movie. It's an hour and 40 minutes, 30 minutes longer than the original, but it's not any better. In fact, I think it's worse. I don't know how he feels. I should have asked. But anyway, I think the kills are fucking awesome in this movie. Obviously, way better than the 40s one. Uh, but the movie itself isn't great. The romance angle somehow gets even worse than the original. In the original, the guy was a straight up stalker and sexually assaults the girl. In this movie, it's the romance angle is in the opening scene, this guy gets attacked by a werewolf, and it turns out he's the brother of the main character, and he dies in that scene. We don't see him die, but he gets like slashed on the face and shit. And it's a pretty good opening until they just abruptly end it. You know, I was hoping to see him die, but they can't show you him die yet because I guess it would break the later plot twist. And we have this girl. I think her. Honestly, I don't even remember her name in the movie, but she's played by Emily Blunt. She might have been Emma, actually, in the movie, and she ends up taking a liking to the main character. They even have like a generic, you know, teaching how to throw rocks cliche, which is in a lot of romance movies. And yeah, Emma is now trying to get with the main character, who is her husband's brother. That's just so fucking weird. I could never imagine dating, one of my siblings' previous romance interests, like let alone a wife. That's just weird. And it's not a huge part of the movie, but it is a part of the movie, and I don't like it. Anthony Hopkins, he does fine here. He doesn't really give that much to the movie, which is kind of crazy with how good he was as Hannibal Lecter. I don't think I've really seen him as anything else besides Hannibal Lecter. I did watch the Thor movies a lot when I was younger, mainly the first one and the third one. And he does decent in those movies, but Loki really steals the show in the Thor movies. Um, he has like one good line that I liked here, with him shooting at one guy to scare him off that was trying to take his kid. And he's like, I was aiming for you, but, but my shot's not as good because he scared the shit out of the guy. But the movie itself, it's just kind of boring. I feel like it's trying too hard to scare you at some points. The makeup for the werewolves look really good. Uh, there's this scene that's like a werewolf massacre where the werewolf kills a bunch of people, and it's fucking awesome. I was a little disappointed though because they have a bear in that scene, and I'd never thought of this before. But as soon as I saw the bear, I was like, holy shit, how cool would it be for a bear and a werewolf to fight? But the bear just kind of disappears from the scene. It just kind of like smells that a werewolf is around and roars, and then we never see it again. Hell, there's horses in the scene, and we don't see a werewolf kill horses. I thought that would have been really cool too. Um, but the movie does not take advantage of either of those things. It's just a werewolf killing people, and as cool as the kills are, like it feels like they were setting two things up, at least to me anyway. Um, there's a detective that's insanely suspicious of the main character, thinks he's a serial killer and delusional. So there's a little bit of a side plot there. He's probably the best character of the movie, but that's not saying that much. Emily Blunt tries to help the werewolf hide. There's some more great kills, and um, she ends up being able to track him down because she knows where he's going, and we get a fight between Anthony Hopkins and the main character. both as werewolves. And he's able to kill him. The detective finally shows up. He's about to shoot the werewolf, but Emily Blunt's character, for some reason, stops him. I can kind of see it because, they're supposed to be a romantic angle here or whatever, but at the same time, just a few minutes later, the detective gets bit and injured and the werewolf runs away. And now he's chasing her down and she kills him. And yeah, like she just kills him a few minutes later after stopping the detective. I guess, like, maybe because, she was in a life or death situation and it was self defense and the werewolf was about to kill her. At the same time, a few minutes ago, she had stopped the werewolf from being killed. And, now she's being. Now she's killing the werewolf, Like in a lot of horror movies, let's just choose Train to Busan as an example. There's this high school couple, and the girl ends up getting bit. And instead of, running away and not getting eaten by her as a zombie, he decides to stay with her in her final moments. And then he gets bit and turned into a zombie too. Um, so it would be more fitting for her to die here by the werewolf's hands. Or, pause. But instead, she kills him. I feel like it's a bit forced. And then, maybe a little bit sequel bait, maybe just a cool ending. But they show that the detective realizes that he's a werewolf now, too, and the movie ends. Just not a huge fan. I'm surprised to say, now that I've watched all the Wolfman movies, movies that are titled Wolfman, and this is a remake, and the other remake. Out of all the Wolfman movies I've seen, the best one is the 2025 one. And I didn't even really like that one that much. It was the best one out of the three. The 40s one is better than this one in some aspects, probably mainly because it's shorter and didn't feel like as much as a waste of time. Because there's some really good scenes in this movie. The kills, the transformation, some of the dialogue, some of the plot, but there's just a lot to be desired in this movie.